Pisces Tarot and Divination. Today I'm going to be doing a reading for Pisces. So if you have Pisces anywhere in your natal chart, you are sure to resonate with at least one of these messages that come through in this reading, okay? Keep in mind that this is just a general reading, not a personal reading, so take what resonates, leave the rest. Don't force the details to fit if they don't, okay? This reading is timeless, so whenever you run across this, you are meant to hear it. If you guys have not yet done so, please smash that thumbs up for me. Hit the notification bell, subscribe to the channel, so you guys can get notified when I post new content, okay? So on pre-shuffle, I pulled a couple of oracle cards from the Wild Mystic Oracle. Those cards were play and create in the reverse. So what this is telling me and how I'm interpreting this is, sorry if you guys can hear the wind behind me. It is like super windy where I live. It's like hurricane winds without the water to go with it. Anyway, this play card talks about inner child healing, healing that trauma, letting, or going within and healing that inner child, reparenting your younger self, right? Or the need to do that, to not take everything so seriously, to be lighthearted and have some fun. Like, I feel like you haven't had fun in a very long time, or you've been so serious, or things have just been so stressful for you that you couldn't have a good time, right? This create card, but it's in the reverse. It talks about creativity, obviously, right? Tapping into your creative side and really venturing down that path. But there's a creative block, and so maybe in doing this healing work, this inner child healing, maybe you're not quite sure how to go about doing it. Maybe it feels uncomfortable and foreign to you, or maybe you just don't remember your traumas from childhood. Maybe you don't feel like they were that traumatic, or they had that much of an impact on you, or maybe you just don't want to go down that path because it's uncomfortable, right? That's hard work to do. Either way, Spirit is urging you to tap into your creativity and let that inner child play. And that could possibly be the route that you need to go in order for that trauma to come to the surface, or that to jog your memory, right? Whatever creativity you used to like to do as a child. Maybe it was color, maybe it was paint, maybe it was, work with clay, Play-Doh, anything that you used to do when you were a kid. Try to remember what you did when you were a kid and do it. And then keep a journal right next to you and, jot down things that come into your mind. The most important thing you can do, or you have to do when you do inner child healing, is don't criticize yourself. Don't judge yourself. Don't critique that. Don't have any, let it flow naturally. And don't be harsh with yourself. It is what it is, and just accept it for what it is. Let it flow naturally, however that may be. Don't judge it, and don't shame yourself, because you'll just do more harm than good and delay your progress or terminate it altogether, right? At that time. So really try to tap into that inner child trauma, the healing, and let her play. Let her feel safe and comfortable and secure with coming out, so she can be healed, or he, however it fits your story, okay? All right, let's tap into the tarot, or let's pull some tarot and see what the heck is going on with you guys. All right, Spirit, show me the energy of Pisces, the collective. What's going on with Pisces at this time? The Sun card. Are you pretending that everything's happy and everything's fine? You're good? You don't need to be healed. Everything's good. You're healed. Wasn't that traumatic? Could have been worse. Absolutely, it could have been worse. If we ignore it, it doesn't exist, right? That's the way to let it go with this Four of Pentacles. Pretend you're happy and suppress it, because that's helped. That's why the main focus of this reading is to heal and to bring up all that inner child stuff, right? That lack of that abandonment, that rejection, that lack that we're feeling, left out in the cold, shunned, isolated, alone, rejected, wounded. So by pretending that everything's okay, you're healed, and shoving all that energy way down, or that situation or that trauma way down, and just not dealing with it, is only going to lead to that Five of Pentacles energy, that isolation, that abandonment, that feeling left out, that lack. It's only going to intensify that. And that's exactly what we don't want to do, right? King of Pentacles in the challenge position. So this Sun card is Leo energy. I want to make sure I name all the signs in here. This King of Pentacles is Earth energy, so Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus. It was in the challenge position though. So by pretending that everything's okay and everything's fine, you're good, everything's all cotton candy and rainbows and sunshine and happiness, that's what's blocking you from reaching that King of Pentacles status completely. Like, I don't feel like you're doing bad. I don't feel like you're struggling by any means, but I don't feel like you're anywhere near where you could be. And that lack of acknowledging this trauma exists, and it's there, and it happened, and it was never dealt with completely, is what's preventing that last little stretch. That's what's preventing you from achieving that last little stretch, is what I meant. The Eight of Pentacles in the reverse. So we have the Four of Pentacles in reverse and the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Totally not wanting to work on that, huh? And the cycle will continue. So I feel like this has been ongoing. I don't feel like you're aware of how much the trauma from the past is really having a negative effect on your life. I think you're pretty clueless as to that, because I feel like for whatever reason you feel like it wasn't that bad. It could have been worse. It wasn't that traumatic, or maybe it's just because you don't remember. It's like you've suppressed it for so long that you really don't remember. Maybe it was that traumatic that you don't remember. Either way, I don't feel like, for whatever reason, you are realizing that trauma, that past trauma, it was that bad. It did have an effect on you. It did hinder your progress. It happened. You felt it. It needs to be acknowledged, whether it was ignored at the time or whenever it got brought up and it was kind of like shoved under the rug, or you were told it wasn't that bad, it could have been worse, or whatever the case may be. It was trauma nonetheless. It happened, you felt it, and it had an effect on you. And whoever told you that, or wherever you got that idea, or however that manifested in your life and came, like, it made itself a reality, it's bullshit. It happened. It needs to be acknowledged. And you need to get that out. That needs to be healed. You deserve that. All right. So why is the sun... We're going to clarify with a different deck. Sorry. Why is the sun here for Pisces? What is the deal with the sun card? I mean, I feel like we already know, but we're going to clarify anyway. 10:10 on the clock, you could, or on the timer, you could be seeing 10:10 often. 10 represents endings and new beginnings. So cycles closing out and making room for new opportunities to come your way. Okay, so why is the sun here? Okay, then we have the Knight of Wands. Just wanting to rush right past it, like everything's fine. You're still motivated. You're still making moves. You're still moving in the right direction. You're ambitious. You're not like depressed. You're not letting anything hinder you or bother you. It's a really good front that you put on, and I don't feel like this is hindering you consciously. I don't think like you're consciously aware of how much this is hindering you or how much of an effect this did have on you, because it's like you turned your pain into power, or your pain into purpose, your passion into purpose. You don't feel depressed, or you don't feel the lack, because everything's going good. You're still progressing just fine. Like you didn't let it make you bitter. You let this situation make you better, which is probably why you're an overachiever, why you don't settle, and you are so hard on yourself. If it's not the best, it's failure. If you're not number one, you're last. You might as well have just gotten a participation award, right? If you're not the best at any and everything you do, which is why you strive so hard to be the best, right? Why is this Four of Pentacles here in the reverse? Seven of Coins. It's like you've invested a lot of energy and time to go back and dig this shit up. Like, I've come too far. I let all that shit go a long time ago. There's this heavy emphasis of, I wouldn't be the person I am today if it was bothering me so much. Like, this is a defense mechanism of yours, like to keep you protected from the truth. How your subconscious or your unconscious mind is protecting you from the reality of what really is. Why is the Five of Pentacles here? The Magician. It's not that you're not aware of it. I think for some of you, you're not aware of just how damaging this was, or how traumatic whatever this trauma was for you. But a lot of you are. And you don't want to be like judged or criticized or looked down upon. You don't want to be the victim. You don't want people to feel sorry for you. You don't want to hear that, oh my gosh, are you okay? Oh, I couldn't imagine going through that. You don't want to feel that pity. Like, people might as well just spit in your face if they do that. You'd rather have somebody spit in your face. So you're embracing this magician energy. Like, you proved to yourself a long time ago by achieving and turning that pain into power that you overcame it. And I really do feel like that was innocent and that was honest on your part. Like, you really do feel like you were a survivor of the situation, and you were. But it wasn't healed. It wasn't dealt with properly. You did the best you could for what you had, what resources you had available. And now let's take you from a 9 to a 10, right? It's time to upgrade in every sense. in every area, I mean, of your life. So the Magician is Virgo, Gemini energy. The Knight of Wands is fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sag. And that's it for right now. Let's see. Why is the King of Pentacles here in the challenge position? 2 cards fell out. So the 4 or the 5 of Cups and the 9 of Wands. Just like I said with this Magician card and the 5 of Pentacles, you put up that tough girl act or that tough guy act, right? It's not, you're not affected by this. You're not. It's a defense mechanism, right? You're super strong. You're super successful. You've achieved a lot. You've accomplished a lot in your short amount of time here on this earth. But behind that huge wall, that thick wall that you've built, is just a sad little girl at times, or a little boy at times. Like, really, it takes you back to that age where you dealt with that trauma and that sadness and that disappointment, that feeling of feeling alone and rejected and hurt by those who are supposed to love you no matter what. Whether it was I feel like it was family, obviously, right? Like mom, dad, sister, brother, a caregiver of some sort, somebody who like destroyed the innocence of a child, is what I just heard. Somebody was supposed to protect you. It turned out to be the one that you needed protecting from. Why is this 8 of Pentacles here in the reverse? I'm not going to dig too much into that because that'll be very triggering to some of you, and I'm not about to go there. If you want a personal reading, we can definitely go that route in a personal reading, but I'm not gonna go there on a YouTube video on a situation like this, or about a situation like this. The 4 of Cups in the reverse. There's heavy emphasis on not wanting to be rejected or like outcast or recognized as someone who dealt with that kind of trauma or abuse, or you don't want to be known for that. You're going to be known for something great. You also feel like if somebody knows about the trauma that I went through, they're going to view me differently, and they're also going to, it's going to hinder my work. They're not going to want me to work with them, or, you know, it's almost like, ooh, she has cooties, don't let her sit at this table. You know what I mean? It's going to, people are going to view you differently, but it's almost as if, like, you can't sit with us. Like, you're going to be discriminated against because of the trauma that you went through. Like, you might as well just wear that scarlet letter A, right? Outcast and ostracized. Why is the World here? The Tower in the reverse. The cycle keeps happening over and over again because you're preventing the inevitable, or you are delaying the inevitable. You're doing a damn good job. You're holding it all together. Like, it has, that tower hasn't fallen yet, but all that effort that you're putting into keeping that tower from crumbling, you could be investing into yourself and excelling and really achieving something great. Like, you've already achieved a lot in your life. You've come so far, and you've done a lot, and you have a lot of accomplishments that you should be proud of yourself for, and I feel like you are. But if you just let that tower fall and address the issue and do the hard work, like, you're no stranger to hard work. If you'd invest it into yourself in other areas of your life, the possibilities and the capabilities and the places that you would go. The level of success you would achieve. I don't even know if there's a word for it. Like, I mean, you wouldn't just double your success, the success that you're at right now. Like, you not only would you feel better inside, but you would reflect it on the outside as well. You don't have to pretend to, like, everything's okay, everything's all good, it's fine. You'd actually feel that, like, because you have healed it and addressed it and given it the attention that it deserves. And not healing that trauma is, and just kind of like, you know, suppressing it and moving forward is a form of self-sabotage. It's self-harm. It's, you're not practicing self-care. You're not loving yourself. In fact, you're doing the opposite. You're harming yourself in the situation by not taking care of yourself, by not addressing that trauma that you went through. Spirit, what is the outcome and advice? How should, I mean, I feel like we know this already, like, it has to be addressed, right? Like, that's the outcome. It has to be. I mean, you don't have to do it, but that's what you're being urged to do, called to do. What is the advice for Pisces? Spirit, what's the advice for Pisces in this situation? Guys, if this reading is resonating, smash that thumbs up for me. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell so you get notified when I post new content, okay? And if you guys feel comfortable, I understand that this situation is triggering, so you definitely don't have to. But if you do, you can leave me a comment. We have the Queen of Cups, water energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. This queen is very nurturing, very loving, very caring. She's very emotional, very Pisces. She wears her heart on her sleeve. But paired with this Seven of Swords, the Seven of Swords talks about lying, cheating, stealing, strategic. It's a strategic type of energy, but I feel like you're deceiving yourself if you think you're practicing self-care. That is that's just something you're telling yourself to justify the situation. Or maybe you're not aware of it, but you're not practicing self-care by not addressing it. The Queen of Pentacles, that's Earth energy, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. She's very motherly, right? She's very compassionate. I don't know if you feel selfish for focusing on that. It's like if you focus on that cup full of emotions that you've been denying or suppressing for so long, I feel as though you almost feel like you're being selfish. You're being self-centered, and you're not allowed to practice self-care. With the Ace of Cups that just fell out in the reverse, that's like, it's this heavy emphasis on you feel guilty if you focus on yourself. And that in itself is trauma from your childhood, or from your, definitely from your childhood. Your emotions, your opinion, your feelings were ignored. Seven of Pentacles in the reverse. You were taught or conditioned to quiet yourself, and that's how. Because talking about you didn't get you the results that you wanted, or you didn't feel heard, so you are probably a really good listener. You want to help people as much as possible. You don't tend to talk about yourself that often, or your feelings that often, because I don't even really think that you acknowledge your feelings. The only ones that you know and that you display are happiness and like gratitude. Like, oh, thank you so much, you know, that means a lot. When somebody's congratulating you on your success, you know to say thank you and show appreciation and gratitude, and to always keep a smile on your face, because nobody likes, or nobody wants to deal with somebody who's complaining or talking about their problems or being a burden. And that's just simply not true. And if you were told that in the past, that person was probably uncomfortable with their feelings, and it made them uncomfortable because they didn't know how to deal with your feelings. Or they couldn't, for whatever reason. You have the Emperor showing up next. That's Aries energy. You're very logical, for as emotional as you can be. Like at your true self, at your core, you're very emotional, but you learn to control those so much to the point, like, I don't really feel like you're very tapped into your emotions. It's blocked your intuition. You learned that you could get recognition by achieving, you know, milestones. Which there's nothing wrong with that, but I feel like you put too much into that, too much focus in that there's creating this imbalance. What's the outcome? The Star card, but it's in the challenge position, so it could really go one way or another. I feel like you don't really feel like this needs to be healed because you're doing just fine. Like, you're not hurting anyone. You're not feeling like you're hurting yourself because you're successful. And what if you address all this and you deal with that? Like, then what happens? Then who has control? Do you see these hands on this this pentacle right here? It's almost like, then who's going to steer? Then who's going to be in control? This way you know you can control the situation. Like, there's this sense of being in control of something. Like the Six of Pentacles in the reverse. Are you going to release your control? Or are you going to then become powerless over this? Like, what if your emotions and all this trauma gets the best of you and you don't have any control over it? What if you lose control? What if this positive opportunity turns out to delay you even more, or a missed opportunity altogether? There's no doubt that you can do it. It's just, how is it going to affect you? Are you going to lose your control in the situation? What do we have on the bottom of the deck? We have the Knight of Wands, the Six of Swords, the Lovers, the Two of Pentacles. I like it. So, moving forward very quickly in a very positive direction, going after something that matters, that's a passion of yours, right? Moving into calmer waters, smooth sailing. In the traditional tarot, this is a spirit guide moving you out of chaos into calmness. This is divinely guided. I do feel like you'll have support both in the spiritual realm and in the physical. It's going to bring things into balance for you in all areas, including your money, your abundance. All right, guys, I did not intend on that being a long reading, but I feel like all these readings are going to be pretty long just because of the topics that are popping up, right? I'm going to pull an oracle card for you from the Shadow and Light oracle deck. And then we'll close out this reading, okay? If it resonated, be sure to smash that thumbs up, exchange some energy with me. It helps me tap into your energy and exchange energy, obviously, but it helps so the next time you click on a Pisces reading or, you know, any other reading that you watch of mine, that it will resonate more so with your situation, more and more. So, yeah. Plus, it supports my channel. You know what I mean? Helps it grow, but it helps these videos reach the individuals that need to hear them. And I'm not just on tarot or on YouTube reading tarot just because I think it's cool and it's fun and it kills time. Like, I really want to help some people. All right, so we have apologizing and grudge. There's a lot of resentment that's built up within you that I don't feel like you want to admit. I feel like you know what's there, but I feel like you don't want to admit it because that makes you, it doesn't reflect you in a positive light for some reason. You think like you're human, you have feelings, sadness, hurt, resentment, anger, bitterness. You're allowed to get pissed off. You're allowed to be something other than happy and grateful. You're not a robot. You don't fit in that box that you assume that everybody wants you in. Don't shrink yourself down because somebody feels like you're too much. That's a them problem, not a you problem. I don't think I've ever pulled this card for anyone, so I want to just quickly skim over the meaning of this so I don't miss anything. Maybe you find it hard to hold yourself accountable, or maybe you feel like saying sorry should be enough. Or maybe you've just learned that you're always wrong in the situation, so you just say sorry, and that builds up these feelings of resentment. I feel like you hold a grudge against people, but they would never know it. It's like if you could really tell people how you feel about them, they would see a whole other side of you. Like, they would see that spicy Pisces. That feisty Pisces. They wouldn't expect that from you because you have this image of being like timid and meek and like soft. And you are, but there's another side of you that most people have not seen. And I don't think that you like want to be that way. You don't want to be hateful or hurtful, but sometimes, you know, you can't be somebody's doormat, or you can't just, you can't be you can't be that forgiving and understanding all the time. Like, it's going to take its toll on you. You have to stick up for yourself. That's another form of self-sabotage and self-harm, is by letting people treat you like shit and saying it's okay. It's okay, I understand. Like, they're just having a bad day. Quit making excuses for people and quit letting them get away with treating you like you're nothing, because that's the last thing you are, is nothing. You matter. Your feelings are valid, and people don't get to treat you like you're insignificant. And when they do, put a motherfucker in their place. Let them feel it. And that might not be the right thing, or maybe most tarot readers on YouTube will say take the high road. Fuck that. In a situation like this, I've been that Pisces before. Like, Pisces is my sun sign, right? So I know what that's like to be a people pleaser and not make waves until I'm absolutely pushed to the point of that. But I've silenced myself a lot in my life. I don't do that shit anymore. If I don't like something that somebody has said to me, believe me, they're going to hear about it. It doesn't have to go to the point of me being hateful like I used to be, but I definitely speak my mind. I'm not going to be anybody's doormat anymore, that's for damn sure. And I've learned how to deliver that message, or how to convey that in a respectful, most of the time, manner. Sometimes it doesn't always come out that way. I'm only human, right? But anyway, Pisces, that was your message. I hope it resonated. I hope it helped, and I hope it brought you some clarity. If it did, please smash that thumbs up for me. Subscribe, hit the bell, like, share, comment, do all that good stuff. And I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks.